Guys, what's up? What is literally going on out there today? Hey, Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Another episode of What's the Right Shot? Yours truly with the return to serve, the forehand return to serve. And trying to get a little top on this, thinking I can get it past the net player. That did not work. But because we stretched him out, is that volley technique, once you get stretched out, as we see Paul get stretched out here, volley technique really gets compromised, and there's not going to be a lot of sting on this, right? So now we are presented with shot choice, right? What are the two things we work on with What's the Right Shot episodes? Two things, right? Shot choice. Where do you want the ball to land over there? And then just as importantly, how do we want to enhance shot choice? Well, that's with moving to the next best court position to make that shot choice even better. So look, what you're thinking here, you got an opportunity from this place in the court with what those guys are lined up with over there. Yeah, I mean, could you drive a backhand topper back up into, and I'm not going to say up the line, because in doubles we think, well, up the double sideline, way too risky. I'm always thinking singles sideline, which is going to keep the ball safely inside. If the guy gets to it, then we'll just take it from there, and that's okay. So number one, you could from this position right here, you could drive your backhand up that singles line. You could drive it right at that net player. You could lob. He's probably close enough that you could lob if you wanted to into that ad side, but you could also as what we're going to see here is we could play an approach shot backhand, right? It's basically an underspin approach, and all we're thinking about here is, well, I want the ball to land over towards that intersection of the service line and the single sideline over there and play an approach shot. And maybe sometimes, once in a while, you actually hit maybe a little bit better than intended, right? Maybe sometimes you, timing-wise, maybe the ball gets a little close to you on the contact point. Spacing-wise, it's not as far away from you as you'd like to be able to, let's say, approach safer, where you know that opponent over there, the server's going to get to it. But now all of a sudden you find the ball's a little close to you, and so you play more of a kind of a left to right swing path, and you end up unintentionally playing a better shot than what you set up. And that's just the reality of tennis, right? We play lots of unintended shots that work out better than what we actually had intended, and that's okay. That's just part of the deal. How many times would you play this backhand approach and you end up playing a let chord, right, for a winner? Okay, well, that's going to happen from time to time. That's a totally unintentional shot choice, right? So the two things I want you to be thinking about from today's episode is, number one, going to be shot choice, is that you've got to prep early with your racket so that you do have shot choices. The earlier you prep in terms of your opponent's going, well, look, from this position right here, he could go with a drive up the single sideline. Guys might get to it. That's okay. We'll take it from there. But from here as well, you can also play a standard backhand underspin approach shot, right? And so I like to always think of an early racket prep as being the thing that freezes them momentarily. They're going to have to guess what you're going to do. That's okay. But at least what happens now is you've got targets. And just like what we've always talked about with shot choice, commit early. As long as you've got disguise and you commit early, now you're really focused on, okay, well, what's the swing tech that I need to bring into the shot choice? And there you have it. Look, guys, what I've got for you is a new part of What's the Right Shot. It's for members only. There's a link down below, there's a button down below called Join. And what we work on in the members only area over here at YouTube is stroke technique, is swing tech. And two of the shots that we worked on in the members only area of What's the Right Shot today's episode is that right there, is how to hit a better forehand topspin return back cross court. What's the one thing that you really got to think about with that cross court return? Whether it's a forehand, whether it's a topspin forehand, or whether it's underspin, what's the most important swing tech part of that? And then we do kind of a deeper dive on this backhand underspin that ends up being an outright winner. There's two things that I want you to be thinking about swing tech wise, and all of that is in today's episode, What's the Right Shot, in the members only area. If you want to get into that, want some help with your stroke technique, your swing tech on this topspin forehand return, and or this shot right here, just click that join button. It's only $19.99 a month, which is really less than $1 an episode for helping you with swing tech. Right down below, click that join button. Let's get started, and let me help you with swing tech. All right, guys, that's it for me today. Hope this has been helpful. Let me know right down below in the comments area what's on your mind. Any comments, any questions, remarks, feedback, I love to read it and be able to respond. And as always, come on now, got to get out there. Help someone else have a great day. Guys, I will see you again next time.